Courage and commitment. Feel the fear. Do it anyway. There are two moments that define every person who has ever built something worth having. The moment they started and the moment they refused to stop. Most people understand the first one. They felt it. That surge of energy when you make a decision, when you commit to something new, when the vision is clear and the fire is hot and everything feels possible. That moment is real. That energy is real. But here's what most people don't tell you about that moment. It lasts about 72 hours, maybe a week if you're lucky. And then reality shows up, and reality looks nothing like the vision did on day one. That's where courage comes in. Not the courage of the decision, the courage of the continuation. Because starting something takes nerve. Absolutely. Walking into a new territory, raising your hand, making the call, stepping onto the field when you don't know yet if you can compete at that level. That takes something real. Most people never even get there. They stay in the stands. They watch. They commentary from a safe distance and call it wisdom. But the ones who step on the field, those people have already shown something. They felt the fear, and they did it anyway. That's not small. That's the first act of courage, and it matters. But it is not enough, because the field has a way of testing what the decision was actually made of. The early results don't come as fast as you imagined. The team is harder to build than you thought. The skill takes longer to develop. The pressure is heavier than the vision showed you. And somewhere in that gap, between who you were when you started and who you need to become to finish, most people quietly make a different decision. They don't announce it. They don't make a speech about quitting. They just stop showing up at the level they committed to. They lower the standard a little. They let the morning routine slip. They stop holding the line on the things that made them dangerous when they were just getting started. They don't quit in one dramatic moment. They drift, slowly, comfortably, back to average. And that drift, that quiet surrender, costs more than they will ever calculate. Because here is the truth about commitment that the elite understand and most people never figure out. The commitment to finish is not the same skill as the courage to start. They are two completely different psychological muscles. Starting lives in inspiration, finishing lives in identity. And identity doesn't care how you feel. Identity doesn't check the weather. Identity doesn't wait for the conditions to be right, or the motivation to show up, or the team to get easier, or the market to improve. Identity simply asks one question: who did you say you were? And then it answers that question every single day. In the choices made when nobody is watching. In the standard held when it would be easier to lower it. In the continued movement forward when every signal in the environment is telling you to stop. The committed person doesn't move because they feel like it. They move because they said they would. And the distance between those two things, between feeling like it and having said you would, that is where champions are separated from everyone else. Look at this image. This athlete is not celebrating. He is not at the finish line. He is in the middle of something, covered in the evidence of the effort, facing the field, choosing to stay in it. Behind him is the stadium, the stage, the thing worth fighting for. But he is not looking back. He is not looking for applause. He is standing in the earned weight of someone who started something and has decided, every single day since, to keep going. That is what courage and commitment look like together. Not courage alone. Courage alone is a match. It burns bright and fast and then it's gone. Not commitment alone. Commitment without courage never even gets to the field. But courage and commitment together, that is a force that doesn't extinguish. That is what builds careers. That is what builds teams. That is what builds legacies that outlast the person who started them. So here is what I need you to hear today, wherever you are in the journey. If you are at the beginning, good. Feel the fear. Let it be real. Don't pretend it isn't there. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision that what you're building matters more than how afraid you are. Feel it, name it, and do it anyway. If you are in the middle, and the middle is hard and messy, and the finish line seems further than it did on day one, understand something. This is not a sign that you chose wrong. This is the field testing what your decision was made of. Every person who built something great went through exactly this. The darkness before the breakthrough, the doubt before the clarity, the exhaustion before the second wind. The question is not whether this is hard. Of course it's hard. The question is, who did you say you were? And if you are close to the finish, if the weight of everything it took to get here is sitting heavy on you and part of you wonders if it was worth it, keep moving. Because the thing about legacies is you rarely feel them being built. You feel the cost. You feel the discipline and the sacrifice and the mornings you got up when you didn't want to. But the legacy, the thing that all of that built, that is felt by the people you carried with you. The team you developed, the standard you set, the culture you protected, the people who watched you refuse to quit and decided they wouldn't either. That is the legacy, and it is being built right now, in the choices you make today. Discipline, focus, execution, legacy. Those 4 words on that wall behind the athlete, they are not a motto, they are a sequence. Discipline makes the choice when motivation won't. Focus eliminates everything that competes with the mission. Execution converts intention into reality. And legacy is what all 3 of them build, together, over time, without shortcuts, without compromise, without surrender. Feel the fear. Do it anyway. Finish what you started. That is the elite standard. That is the elite mindset. And that, when you live it every single day, is the elite result.